Welcome to Banff in the heart of the Rocky Mountains.
Hello and greetings from Banff National Park, Canada's oldest and most famous national park. In today's video, we'll be exploring the town of Banff and sharing some of the fun activities this renowned mountain town has to offer. We'll ride the Banff Gondola in search of epic mountain views.
It's just amazing. The views just keep getting better.
We'll enjoy the hiking trails along the shores of the Bow River.
Fun little trail here, and we're seeing wildlife.
And we'll visit multiple museums showcasing local wildlife, First Nations traditions, and landscapes inspired by the beauty of the surrounding mountains.
What an interesting place.
Plus, we'll also take you on some fun tours we booked through Viator, including a day trip to the Columbia Icefield.
We made it to the Athabasca Glacier! Yeah!
A covered wagon ride and Western cookout where we'll practice our roping skills and feel like cowboys for the afternoon.
Whoa! First try!
And the canoe trip on turquoise waters of glacial origin. So if you're looking for ideas of things to do in Banff for an upcoming trip, this is the video for you. The following is our travel guide to Banff, Alberta.
Good morning everyone. Greetings from Banff, one of the most beautiful places in Canada and maybe the entire world, I'd say.
It sure is. It is stunning.
Yes.
And today we have signed up to go on a really fun tour.
Yeah.
We're going to be heading to the Columbia Icefields. It's a full day adventure and it's one of those places that I've been wanting to visit for forever. We're doing this tour with Viator and we are super excited.
Yes, we're going to start off with our biggest activity, and that was a day trip from Banff to the Columbia Icefield. This is the largest ice field in North America's Rocky Mountains, which spans across Banff National Park and Jasper National Park. On the way there, we got to enjoy some beautiful spots, starting off with Bow Lake, one of the many lakes that lines the Icefields Parkway.
I think the most impressive thing that visitors notice when they first come to this area of Alberta and the Rocky Mountains in and around Banff is just how beautiful the water is, the color, the turquoise, the emerald green. And it's because of the glacial fed water.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a milky quality to it, huh?
It does. It just looks so inviting. It must be so cold though.
So we maybe drove another 5-10 minutes since our last stop at Bow Lake, and now we've made it to the Peyto Glacier lookout point. And this, you guys, is amazing. If you thought the color of the water was magical and spectacular at our last stop, wait until you see this. It's just insane.
Next level. This is just stunning. It almost doesn't look real. Seriously.
Once we arrived at the Columbia Icefield Discovery Center, we had the option of actually setting foot on the Athabasca Glacier, and who can say no to that? We decided to upgrade our tickets and got to ride aboard the Ice Explorer.
All aboard.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
See you.
Yeah.
Get those views.
Get those views.
Yeah, toques, hats, and...
Good, how are you?
Here's Mark.
Wow.
Hop aboard, bus 536. Make sure you buckle up your seatbelts on the bus, okay?
Okay.
You're welcome.
Wow. So cool. All aboard the Ice Mobile.
It is huge.
This is our first time doing something like this. It's like, ooh, I feel special.
All right, folks, it looks like we're about to go drive into a snowstorm. Are you ready for that?
Yeah.
All right.
The incline is...
We're just about halfway down. How's everyone doing? Good? Good? All right.
Only 24 of these all-terrain vehicles exist. One is in Antarctica and the others are right here in Alberta. Once we reached the glacier, the weather turned and we got to experience a full-on snowstorm, and then we got pelted by ice. And honestly, I couldn't think of a better way to experience this rugged, wondrous, awe-inspiring place in the heart of the Rocky Mountains.
To the Athabasca Glacier! Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Woohoo! Well guys, we're back on the vehicle. We got proper winter weather in early September. Look at my hands. I cannot feel them. I can barely move them. It is snowing right now. And like these ice pellets are just hitting you in the face. But it was an amazing experience. Like, my gosh, even with the low-hanging clouds and like the fog rolling in and the snow and the ice, it's just such an epic place. So unbelievable, so massive. Man, I could like come back and do this tour again. And our guide was saying like, you can wait 10 minutes and the weather changes completely. Like today he's had sunshine, rain, snow. So you never know what you're gonna get here in the Columbia Icefields, and specifically we're in the Athabasca Glacier. So yeah, that was an adventure in and of itself. The ride here, it's like a roller coaster. It's such a steep incline to get to the glacier. So yeah, would highly recommend it. So worth it. And yeah, just it's been such a great day trip. We've really, really enjoyed this tour, and yeah, it just makes me excited to see more of Alberta. So, Sam, how are you doing there?
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing.
I'm trying to salvage the camera, clean the camera.
So
the camera is absolutely soaked, but it's so worth it. Like you said, our driver is saying he's experienced every kind of weather you can imagine today already. He's had rain, he's had sun, he's had cloud, he's had low visibility, and then now snow. All in one day. That's the Canadian Rockies for you. Dress appropriately.
Well, we just got back to the Discovery Center, and check that out. The sun came out.
After that epic adventure, we boarded the bus and began the journey back to Banff, making one final stop at the Crowfoot Glacier viewpoint.
Well guys, we have just hopped out of the bus one more time. This, I believe, is our final stop on this tour of the Columbia Icefields. We're now making our way back to Banff, but first stop, a glacier. And look at that, the sun's coming out. Whoa.
Yeah. This drive back has just been amazing. Things that we weren't able to see in the morning because of the rain and the clouds, we're now able to see like the full views of all the mountains, and it's just amazing out here. Just goes to show you that we've got to come back and see more.
More of the
I
Rockies.
Want more.
In every season.
Yeah.
We were feeling pretty hungry after that action-packed day, so our first stop back in town was at the Elk and Oarsman for some good pub grub in a lodge-style sports bar.
Well, it is beer o'clock.
Hey, I was thirsty and I couldn't just choose one, so why not get a flight?
There you go.
Let's try them.
That's the raspberry one that you're about to sip. I'm looking forward to trying that one.
That'll be the one you like the most, for sure.
This is the IPA and the ale.
I think I like the ale the most.
Nice.
The ale kind of guy. This is a feast. Check this out. Beautiful elk burger. I think this is the first time I've ever had an elk burger. Cool little basket of sweet potato fries and a little Caesar salad. So let's try the burger. That's what we're here for. This is amazing. I love this. Wow, my first elk burger. It doesn't have a strong gamey taste at all. It's just really juicy and tender and flavorful. It mixes so well with the bacon. It's so good. Oh my gosh.
I went for an appetizer, which is the size of like a full complete meal here, as you can see. Check out that bowl. French fries with gravy, the cheese curds the way it should be. Best poutine of the trip. I've had a few.
Yeah.
This one makes it into the video.
It makes it into the video, makes the cut, huh?
Breakfast time. So we're currently walking the Art and Nature Trail, which follows the Bow River here in Banff. And we're just encountering all sorts of really cool artwork. And we're
Pretty
seeing
little trail.
wildlife.
We're seeing wildlife, and we've got a cool pedestrian bridge to cross to the other side.
Yeah, so that's where we're headed next.
Yeah, we're just enjoying a random morning without really too many preconceived plans.
Exactly.
Which is sometimes the most fun of all.
One thing to keep in mind is that the Art and Nature Trail isn't year-round. This particular exhibition was running from July to September, displaying over 65 works by Bow Valley artists. But regardless, this is a beautiful stroll and you can always soak in the beauty of nature if there happens to be no art exhibition during your visit.
Le goose. Le goose is
The
loose.
goose is loose. Beautiful Canada geese out here. It's like, I mean, what's next? Are we gonna get a bear sighting today?
Imagine that.
Yeah, that would be pretty epic, huh?
Next up, we are heading over to the Cascade Gardens. Beautiful grand entrance
It's a
here.
Parks Canada site.
Ooh.
The Cascade of Time Gardens feature terraced gardens on a hillside with winding stone paths, water features, and gazebos. It's a nice place to enjoy a walk and snap some photographs. Peak bloom is between June and September, and the stone building within the garden complex is the Banff National Park Administration Building.
Okay, so right now we are on our way to do our big canoe tour, which we also booked through Viator. And I'm super excited for this because it's not your average canoe. This is a giant canoe that's going to fit a whole group of people. So we're walking on our way to the Banff Canoe Club. That's where we're meeting, and we'll take you on this little adventure. Again, it was raining less than 5 minutes ago, and now blue skies and sunshine again.
Guys, like we're getting a master class in mountain weather.
Yeah.
If you don't learn anything from this video, you're gonna learn that the weather is unpredictable here.
Yes, exactly. So don't get too sad if it seems like you're getting bad weather on your trip, because that could turn at any moment. And yeah, you could have gorgeous blue skies within minutes.
I'll show you how to put these on.
The tour was about an hour and a half long. We arrived at the Banff Canoe Club, had a briefing about local wildlife, and then it was time to put on our life jackets and get in our canoe. And in case you're wondering about the color of the water, the bright turquoise hues of the Bow River are due to the glacial sediment from its source, the Bow Glacier. It looks out of this world and makes the whole experience even more magical than it already is. We all paddled as a team on the way upriver, but then on the way back, we just floated downstream and soaked in the scenery.
Alrighty, so we just got back from our big canoe tour. That was so much fun.
Absolutely stunning views. Like, I think that might be the nicest way to take in the scenery. The first part, you're kind of earning your way out there, and then on the way back, you just float.
Yes,
The current
exactly.
takes you down.
And the scenery is just stunning. At every turn, at every corner, we saw lots of beaver dams,
Yeah.
osprey nests. The guys running the tour were great.
Yeah.
And we would highly recommend that
Highly
one.
recommend
Yeah.
it, and it's a good way to work up an appetite for lunch too.
Yes.
Because now I'm hungry.
Let's go eat.
Let's go eat.
Next up, lunch. We decided to grab lunch at a Vietnamese restaurant called Peak Cafe, and the food did not disappoint.
What are you having over there?
We're having bubble tea. It's been so long since we've had this. We had it so often when we were in Taiwan, Macau, even Hong Kong. Great to be having it again.
And this one is a coconut milk tea, as you can see from the color.
We had a hard time deciding. I was like, I wanted taro. You wanted the milk, and then we compromised with the coconut. And it's a really nice flavor.
Alrighty guys, so for lunch we came to a Vietnamese restaurant and I was just craving pho. You know, it's been so cold outside today that I just wanted soup, something warm. And this giant bowl is just everything I need right now. So I added a little bit of spice, got the noodles there, the thin strips of beef that are just cooking with the heat of the broth. And this is just so nice. It's so aromatic as well. Love it, love it, love it.
I'm really excited to introduce you guys to Albertan food. Albertan Chinese Canadian food that originated in Calgary. It's called ginger beef. I got to first try this when I lived in Edmonton. Basically what it is, it's like strips of beef that have been coated and deep fried, and then you have this delicious sweet and sour kind of sauce. Of course you've got ginger, carrots, and onions as well. It's just so good. When I was in university at Edmonton, I used to go jogging to Chinatown, downtown, and I would go eat ginger beef.
Ginger beef?
Yeah, I'm serious. That's how much
Jog to eat a ginger beef. That sounds like a Samuel thing.
Oh yeah, that's really good.
Next, we visited Banff Park Museum National Historic Site. Built in 1903, this structure is the oldest park facility in the Canadian National Park System, and it is also the oldest natural history museum in Western Canada. The collection you see in Banff Park Museum was curated by Norman Sanson between 1896 and 1932, and it is made up of over 5,000 specimens of Rocky Mountain wildlife.
This is such a cool museum. It is frozen in time. It's meant to resemble what the exhibit would have looked like in 1914 in terms of the layout and how everything is organized. And it's just amazing. And the types of animals we're seeing in here: bison, black wolves, cougars, elk. It's just loving it.
That was Banff Park Museum. Amazing.
What an interesting place. It's like stepping back in time. In fact, to 1914. I think what impressed me the most, the size of the bison, being able to see the bears up close. The lynx was fascinating for me. I like cats. And also, both of us were surprised by the size of the beaver. We had no idea they could get that big. It was enormous. So.
And if I had to choose my favorite animal from the exhibit, it would be the black wolf, which is actually a gray wolf according to the sign. But it just reminded me of, you know, Togo, the German Shepherd.
Next museum. We then walked across the Bow River Bridge and made our way over to the Buffalo Nation's Luxton Museum. This museum was founded by Norman Luxton in 1953, and it celebrates the culture and traditions of the First Nations and seeks to show how they lived on this land before contact with European culture. There are dioramas depicting traditional activities and events, plus displays showcasing eagle-feathered headdresses, beadwork, and traditional clothing. There's also an interactive section where you can select one of the languages of the First Nations highlighted on the floor, and you'll be greeted in that language.
Alrighty, that was another really fun museum visit. Seriously, if you end up having a few rainy days during your visit to Banff, there are no shortage of museums to visit across town. We also stayed there for a while because they were playing a documentary about the Blackfoot tribe. So yeah, we were probably there over an hour. So really nice visit, and now we are on our way. We are continuing to our next destination and our next activity.
Ooh.
So time for our next activity with Viator. We have booked ourselves a covered wagon ride and Western cookout. We've just arrived, checked in. We've still got a bit of time before the tour starts, so we're gonna try and befriend the horses. And yeah, this is gonna be fun. Alrighty, how are you feeling about this covered wagon adventure?
I'm ready. Check out my hat.
Yeah.
But you know what I am missing? I don't have the boots.
No cowboy
No
boots.
cowboy
You've got
boots.
hiking shoes.
I've got part of the wardrobe. I mean, my jean jacket's in here. It's getting a little too hot, but
You got the flannel.
maybe I gotta put that back on. Then it'll be more authentic, huh?
Complete the look.
That'll complete the look, yeah. One more time.
Cheese! Oh, what a nice smile.
Yeah, well, everything's in prep beforehand, but you can hit and then...
Our covered wagon ride took us along the Marsh Loop trailhead following the shores of the Bow River. This is the same river where we had gone canoeing in the morning, and we were just as impressed seeing it again. I mean, just look at that color. The ride was nothing short of scenic, and we enjoyed chatting with our guides and learning more about life in this corner of the Rocky Mountains. This was a really fun way to spend the afternoon out in nature. And if you're looking for something a bit more challenging, you can book the horseback ride and Western cookout option.
Alrighty, we arrived at our destination. That was about a 1 hour wagon ride. So beautiful, so peaceful. We also went along the Bow River for part of the ride, and as you can see, the waters are just incredible. It's the limestone sediment because the river is fed by the Bow Glacier. So yeah, that was really nice. And now we're going to enjoy a meal. A Western cookout. So check out those marks on the tree. That's from a bear climbing that tree trunk about 10 years ago. You can still see the claw marks right there. Oh, imagine encountering that.
Whoa! First try! You got it! A natural, huh?
Oh yeah, natural cowgirl. Want to try? Dinner is served.
We've got a beautiful steak dinner here. Nice, lovely, rustic environment. Love this place out here. What a cool little ride to get here, and then a little bit of chance to relax. And now we're eating. So take a look.
What's on the menu?
We've got steak. We've got potatoes, coleslaw, cornbread, garlic butter, and then also baked beans, baby. I'm gonna try that first. Nothing like baked beans.
For dinner, we ended up at Shoku Izakaya for some Japanese and Korean inspired flavors.
So the food is arriving at the table, starting off with the spicy shrimp roll with mayo. Looks good.
Look at this, guys. Oh man, that's awesome.
So now we are moving on to our next dish, a Korean classic, one of our favorites, dol-sot bibimbap or stone pot rice. Look at that. We mixed all the ingredients together.
Oh yeah.
So good. Added the spicy sauce. So let's see what that looks like.
Guys, that's Korean fried chicken.
Oh,
awesome.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
And the chicken just arrived.
Chicken arrived. So hot.
Not spicy, just hot.
But so good. The rice is nice and crispy at the bottom, just how it should be.
Yeah.
Haven't had this in so long.
I know, I'm so craving it. Just shows you can get some great international food here in Banff, yeah.
Next up,
Yes.
spicy Korean chicken.
Spicy Korean chicken. So we decided to go with a hybrid, Japanese and Korean. We love both cuisines. And this was one of the happy hour specials. Deep fried goodness. It looks like it has a red gochujang sauce. Can't wait to try this. Oh yeah, that's more of a sweet and sour. A little bit of gochujang too. Crispy on the outside. Tender chicken, that is delicious. That's my favorite thing I've had so far. Great happy hour selection here.
Alrighty, here we go. Thank you.
We're lucked out with the weather again. We're gonna get nice views. Another nice day.
Alrighty, here we go. I sense movement. Woo! So we are making our way up Sulphur Mountain on the Banff Gondola. I've been really looking forward to this activity. I just think the views are going to be quite spectacular once we get to the top. And once again, like Sam said, we have really lucked out with the weather. We really can't complain. So yeah, here we are going up. Thank you. So we thought we were just coming up to a viewpoint where you get panoramic views of Banff National Park, but surprise, surprise, there's actually a boardwalk that leads up to a station. I think they told us it's Cosmic something station, like a weather station, and you can walk there. So I think this is going to be our little hike, our little adventure.
This is our so-called hike at the top of the
Yes.
mountain.
So the place we hiked to is called Cosmic Ray Station, and it sits atop Sanson's Peak. The peak is named after Norman Bethune Sanson, who was one of the early pioneers to ascend Sulphur Mountain. If his name sounds familiar, that's because he was also the curator of Banff Park Museum, whom we mentioned earlier. Sanson would hike the mountain in order to record meteorological observations, and in the winter, he would make the journey wearing snowshoes. He made more than 1,000 trips to the peak during his role as park meteorologist up until 1945, when he was 84 years old, and that is why the mountain peak is named after him.
Alrighty, so where have we arrived?
Friends, take a look over here. We have arrived at Sanson Peak, the highest point on Sulphur Mountain. And let me tell you, this boardwalk is so much cooler than I thought it would be. Like, it is an absolute must. Seriously, this is the best part.
All right, I want to continue to the very top until we reach the little hut, the stone hut atop the mountain, Cosmic Ray Station. Imagine having to make the trek up here on foot in the days before the Banff Gondola. Oh, there was nothing to help you up the mountain. Just your own 2 feet and some hiking poles. Oh, here we are. You can see a little wood-burning stove still in there. Some bunk beds, a little desk, a little chair. How does it feel to be atop Sulphur Mountain?
It's just amazing. The views just keep getting better. The higher you get up, you get an even better perspective of everything. You get 360 degrees of mountains. All you've got is the Rocky Mountains.
What else could you ask for, huh?
What could you ask for? Seriously.
So we are now going on a very short, very easy hike. We are walking the Bow Falls Trail, which follows the Bow River and leads to the falls. And I remember this is the place we visited the very first time I came to Banff on a day trip with my family. And yes, brings back nice memories just as spectacular today.
Bow Falls is a wide waterfall that spans the Bow River, dropping 9 meters down. The falls can be accessed via the Bow Falls Trail. This is a short and easy 1.2 kilometer walk that follows the west bank of the Bow River. It does involve some stairs at the end as you approach the lookout of the falls, but the views are worth it.
Well, for today's lunch, we have gone for Mexican food. We're at a place called Añejo Restaurant, and we've just ordered an appetizer, chips with 5 different kinds of salsa to sample. We have pico de gallo, guacamole, refried beans, a green salsa, and a red cooked salsa. Everything looks so unbelievably good.
I agree with everything you said. Let's dig in.
Let's dig in. Which one first?
I'm gonna go for the guac, baby.
Ooh, going for the beans.
Delicious homemade guacamole. Wow. This is gonna be great. And we have tacos.
We have tacos coming. I mean, just look at the presentation. Look at all those colors. What more could you ask for?
Exactly.
I'm starting with the chicken tinga tacos. Look at that. Ooh la la. Let me just put it over a plate. This might be messy. Delicious, juicy. I feel like I have juice running down my chin. Hot, 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 hot. Very, very good.
I've got a chorizo and a fish one. I'm going to show you guys the fish one. It should be a little bit less messy after watching Audrey spill hers. Check out this. This is delicious.
Enjoy.
The Whyte Museum of the Canadian Rockies was founded by Peter and Catherine Whyte, 2 Canadian artists from Banff known for their landscape paintings of the Canadian Rockies. Their passion for art led them to remote mountain areas in search of unique landscapes and dramatic skies. And as you can see, their work features epic mountains, lakes, glaciers, and large trees. Aside from paintings, the Whyte Museum of the Canadian Rockies is a great place to learn about life and culture in the Rocky Mountains.
So that was the Whyte Museum of the Canadian Rockies. Really cool if you want to see some beautiful paintings. I think my favorite part was the Founders Gallery, where you can see the work of Peter and Catherine Whyte. And they just painted some beautiful landscapes around here in the Rockies. 2 paintings I saw that really caught my attention are from a place called Lake O'Hara, apparently on the BC side. So now I've got some inspiration of more places I want to visit in the Rockies. So yeah, that was really cool. Really enjoyed the museum, and we're on our way. Alrighty guys, so we're seated here on a bench on the edge of the Bow River, ready to wrap up a wonderful, wonderful visit to Banff. So final thoughts.
All good things come to an end.
Yes.
I mean, we absolutely loved it here. This place is anything but overrated, and it is the most popular adventure playground in Canada. It just shows you how much there is to do here. We didn't even scratch the surface. You could come back here in the winter for a completely different experience.
Yes, honestly, like we spent 4 action-packed days here, and I feel like we could come again do another visit and still have new experiences and visit new places.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to come back in the wintertime sometime. I'd love that.
For sure, for sure. 4 days isn't enough.
Yes.
I don't even think a week's enough, but yeah, we'll be back.
So if you enjoyed this video, we invite you to like, subscribe, leave us a comment, and we'll be seeing you soon with more adventures. Ta-ta!
Ta-ta!